What have you found in Quran that says about cosmos? What does it say about
I just believe the gospel, not with referring to the Quran to find out their particular opinions. I'm saying that the gospels are nonsense. They were written 50, 60 years after the death of Christ. There's all kinds of
that's why
the Bible gospels I'm talking about.
Sorry, are you Christian?
No, agnostic.
Agnostic. And then what are you? Oh, you're Muslim. Okay, so you're Christian. Okay, so you were saying earlier that religions, they can't be proven or disproven.
Totally.
So
that's the beauty of it.
No, but I mean, I appreciate that, but that's a claim. So I was just wondering, why do you think that, and how do you support it?
It's the absence of support, the absence of scientific support, the absence of any evidence.
So we know, though,
that a religion cannot be proven.
So here's the thing.
Hang on a second.
We know the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, right? So if maybe you did not find evidence to support that claim, does not mean that's a positive for the claim. You know what I'm saying? So I still am waiting. I just want to know, why do you believe that religions cannot be proven or disproven? That's a big claim you're making. I just want to know, like, why do you make that big claim?
Because show me evidence. Show me something.
No. But there's a difference between being agnostic.
No. It's up to the religion to actually provide proof.
I agree with you.
For somebody to actually believe in it.
I agree with you.
For instance, I say there's absolutely no proof whatsoever. If, let's say, there was even a shred of proof, everybody in the world would follow one religion, but they don't.
I disagree with you.
For instance,
let's say one point, point by point.
Just consolidate that point.
Okay, consolidate.
Everybody in the world,
Sorry.
everybody in the world knows and believes that water freezes to ice at 0 degrees. Okay, everybody believes that. Water turns to ice at 0 degrees. There isn't a faction that says we are the 5 degrees, we are the 10 degrees. Everybody believes in that one fact because it's a verifiable physical thing. It's believed universally.
That's
because
not true. So
evidence.
No. I'll give you this.
Religion,
science.
Zero.
No. So this is your claim, yeah. Your claim to me is that first, religions are neither provable nor disprovable. And when I asked you to give me substantiate this claim, all you told me is, if there were any evidence for religions, everybody would follow one religion.
Absolutely.
So here's the problem with that. And then you gave me science, right? You said your example is, science gives us evidence, and that's why everybody... Look at science itself. Science disproves your exact theory. People have evidences of things in science, yet there's varying agreements and disagreements from scientists and non-scientist people. So some people are flat earthers. It doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong. Is that people?
They're not.
No. There is a flat Earth society. There's flat. Yes, there is.
Okay.
Okay, let's not go that. Let's not go. No, one second.
Minority.
1 second.
Go on.
Don't take the extreme example and then make it unto everybody else. I'll give you another example. People disagree about whether I don't know, with things regards to evolutionary models, the modern synthesis, etc., etc. So there's disagreements among scientists within the fields and outside. So
Totally.
1 second. So what I'm trying to establish the principle with you is that just because there's disagreement and just because there's a lot of different options that people are side on and against each other for what they think is the truth, doesn't mean that there isn't one absolute truth. That's all I'm telling you. So that because a lot of people take a lot of different religions, does not mean that religions cannot be proven, and does not mean that one religion doesn't have better evidence than the others. Does that make sense to you?
Frankly, no. Because
why not?
Because we're not talking. Science deals in actual physical things.
Yes.
When you're talking about religions, you're talking about something of an ethereal nature, something beyond the
metaphysical. Yes.
Metaphysical.
Sure.
Exactly. Something there is zero way for any evidence to be produced.
No. I'll pause you there. Maybe not scientific, empirical, testable evidence that's replicated in a lab, sure. But the reason that isn't the case is because you're using the wrong tool for the job. Nobody said that there is scientific evidence to prove this religion, that religion, or this religion. But is scientific evidence the only kind of evidence human beings accept? I'd say no.
What other evidence is there?
The fact that you use science in your knowledge, you're not even using it based on science. When you talk about scientific ideas, you're using testimonial evidence because you've never done a single experiment because I'm assuming that you're not a scientist in a lab, which you're not. You've never done a single experiment. You're taking the testimony of scientific reports.
Correct.
You're taking the testimony of scientists. That's all testimonial evidence. I'm not saying you shouldn't take it. Don't get me wrong. You should, but I'm displaying to you that your sources of knowledge are not all empirical. You take testimonial, you take intuitive knowledge. So we have other avenues. You have deductive reasoning. So you have your rational faculties. So religions don't need to be constricted to being proven and tested via scientific method.
Science, I'm not just talking about provable in a lab. Yes, I'm talking about testimonials from people who have that knowledge,
okay, good.
who have performed those experimentations, who have gained that knowledge, who can prove it on a scientific level. I can't, but I take their testimony.
Fantastic.
But
yeah,
what I'm saying is, with reference to religion, there is nothing, zero, that can actually prove the metaphysical.
In what can't prove the metaphysical? Scientific means of exploration, or nothing? As in, we can't rationally deduce metaphysical things. We can't, make argumentations for it. We can't look at teleological arguments or empirical faculty. I'm trying to grasp from you. Is it that we have an impossibility? No. Deductive arguments are not subjective.
Yes,
absolutely not. In fact, the scientific method is literally philosophers get together to decide and make what is the scientific method today. That's why we have a history of how the scientific method works. The philosophy of science is the bedrock of what we have as scientific method today and how we practice science. So you cannot throw away deductive and rational capabilities and methods of learning about the world. So I'm asking you again now.
Yes,
can we learn?
Because you cannot gain any proof.
Yes, we can.
Whatsoever.
Wait. Our mathematics proofs.
Are mathematics proofs? Mathematics, possibly yes, because it's specifically.
And what's
objective.
mathematics?
It's not subjective.
Okay, but what's math based on? Philosophy. You should know that. Yeah. So deductive when you have formulas and then you're deducing numbers, it's the exact same way with a deductive argument. A deductive argument, if the premises are true, necessitate its conclusion. Necessitate it. And actually, in fact, I'll say this on camera, deductive argument is actually a way stronger form of evidence than any inductive scientific argument or theory or anything. Because an induction is when you take factors in your experience and generalize them to the non-observable. Observable, and then you generalize. So it is not like a deductive argument where if the premises are true, it cannot be falsified. The conclusion cannot be, it's absolutely the case. It is a necessary conclusion. So that's why I'm telling you, don't dismiss religions as not having an ability to be proven simply because we cannot do induction or some kind of scientific method approach to proving them. We could do deductive arguments, we could look at the testimonial evidence, etc. So now my question is, what have you seen that you were not convinced of as an agnostic?
The testimonial evidence you've just mentioned. In other words, testimonials from other people who do believe.
Sure. Oh no, that's not necessary. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying just because somebody else told you this and that, you should believe it. No, absolutely not. However, you said you're an agnostic.
I am.
So
because the hadith are just based.
No. Don't go to no. Brother, with all due respect, if you think hadith is subjective nonsense and it cannot be verified, you've never studied hadith. This is just so don't go to hadith. You're agnostic. Hadith doesn't mean anything to you anyways. It really doesn't. Yeah. So let's talk about what actually is relevant to you, which is why are you an agnostic and why do you not believe God exists?
I've just said because
hadith has nothing to do with whether God exists. God could exist if Islam is false, if Christianity is false, if all religions is false.
Hadith is just pure hearsay. They're supposed.
Why are you stressed about hadith?
All of the hadith are supposed to be based on what is
Brother,
the Islam.
Don't go into hadith because hadith is irrelevant. You could say that, and you cannot at all substantiate it. However, I'm not interested in having that conversation with you because why? You're an agnostic. You're not a Quranist who have to talk with hadith. No, you're an agnostic. Let's talk about why do you not believe in God? What evidence did you think did not suffice that you're an agnostic? I want to know that because that's what's relevant to me and you. I believe in God and you don't. So why are you an agnostic?
Is some form of evidence that would substantiate that claim. Any type.
So what kind of evidence? What evidence is good? Would convince you? What's your criteria?
Logical evidence.
Fantastic.
To prove that God exists.
Fantastic.
And certainly that the various factions of God, be it Islam, be it Christianity, be it whatever, are